Pamela Bisson. That's Pamela with 2 L's. And you're watching Made In. Now I know what you're thinking. This belly needs more donuts. But believe it or not, a professional belly dancer needs a lot more than just a firm stomach to be able to produce a quality dance that is said to come from a long history back in the Middle East. Now, belly dancing takes on many different forms depending on the country and region, both in dance and costume style. Turkish Oriental Tansi is a lively yet playful dance, and Turkish dancers are renowned for being energetic, athletic, gymnastic even. And now you probably already knew this, but also quite adept at the finger cymbals, commonly known as the zils. Now bear with me. But connoisseurs of the Turkish dance often say that those who cannot play the zils are not accomplished dancers. Well, why don't you guys decide? Percussive movements, most commonly used on the hips, to punctuate the music and accent the beat. Typical movements in this group include hip drops, vertical hip rocks, outwards hip hits, hip lifts and hip twists. Percussive movements using other parts of the body can include lifts or drops of the rib cage and shoulder accents. Fluid movements, flowing sinuous movements when the body is in continuous motion, which may be used to interpret melodic lines and lyrical sections in the music, or modulated to express complex instrumental improvisations, as well as being performed in a rhythmic manner. These movements require a great deal of abdominal muscle control. Shimmies, shivers and vibration. Small, fast movements of the hips and the rib cage, which create an impression of texture and depth of movement. Shimmies are commonly layered over other movements. There are many types of shimmy, varying in size and method of generation. Some common shimmies include relaxed up and down hip shimmies, fast tiny hip vibrations, twisting hip shimmies, bouncing earthquake shimmies, and relaxed shoulder or rib cage shimmies. Now, let's hear from a man who knows a thing or two about bellies.
My name is Francis Alejandro Cardoso and I'm a choreographer, singer and dancer and head of Dance Flavors, semi-finalist of Britain's Got Talent 2010.
Could you give me the 3 most important ingredients one needs to be able to belly dance?
First, confidence. Second, sensuality. Third, let it go and enjoy.
So you don't even need rhythm, Francis?
Everyone needs rhythm in a way, but I think everyone can dance. Everyone's got rhythm. They say, oh, I've got 2 left feet, but if you can walk right, left, that's a rhythm, isn't it? If you can jump, that's a rhythm, you know? If you can just lift your arms, a rhythm. It's just people don't relax. Since I was small, young, I always liked dancing, and I like the center of attention. I like people, you know, I like being on stage. And when I was actually young, I used to go out with my parents for dinner, and it used to be a dinner dance restaurant. So after dinner, they had a live band, and I used to dance with my mother. And I realized that people used to come and congratulations all the time and say, oh, you're a really good dancer. And I got more into the feeling of wanting to dance more. I was able to know all the different styles because I had the opportunity to work with different people from all over the world through them. Belly dancing through my wife also. She is and still is a belly dancer, and she's been doing belly dancing since she was young in South Africa with an Egyptian belly dancer her teacher was. So we created all these different fusions. Flamenco from being Venezuelan and coming to London also. Now and then, before I moved here to live, I used to come here for workshops.
What would be the process for a belly dancing session?
Well, first of all, I think if I had to give a dance class of belly dancing or talk about it, the woman needed, the lady in this case, needed to feel as glamorous and feminine and sensual as possible, because it's about the sensuality. It's all about feeling, sensual, and it has to have that kind of provoke kind of a thing in a nice way, not a cheap way. So she must feel that way, and we have to move to go through different moves with the hips and the way she touches her hair, the eye contact. I get fascinated when I see belly dancers, because it's like hypnotize someone, and we just don't know where to look, because the way they look at you, the way they move their hips, the way they touch their hair is so sensual. So it is quite a lot to put in, but any woman automatically is easy to be like that, because somehow, somewhere, all the woman has to be sensual.
How big does a costume feature in a belly dance session?
Well, in a belly dance session, it all depends on different styles and depends on how the woman feels like. But for me, more glamorous and more sensually better. There's costumes that they wear pants, horrend pants and tops. There are costumes that they wear really short tops and tights, skirts, hipsters, so they can see the movements of the hips. There are other costumes that are more flowing. So it all depends, and they're all about with beautiful beadwork and color. So any belly dancer that is on stage and wears the props is just so eye-catch.
Belly dancing is good for one's health, because the best public health service in the world tells us so. Oh, Mr. Bevan would be very proud.
I think belly dancing is great because it's for everybody. It's a really good all-round exercise. So you use all sorts of muscles that you wouldn't use normally, like your lower back muscles and your abdominal muscles.
Brazil, Turkey and Russia. No contest on the football stage, but in the world of hips,
My name is Melisa Yavaş. I'm coming from Turkey and I've been dancing professionally last 7 years. Well, it was just coincidence, I didn't plan at all. So one of my friends told me there's a belly dance class in Henley-on-Thames. So this is how I started as a hobby, and then it became a job.
I would say it's improvised dance placed on a melody and rhythm. So basically, a dancer needs to listen to music and portray the music with her moves.
It's just the name different, but it is the same oriental dance or belly dance. It is a very feminine dance, so that's why it's focused on chest, belly and hips.
Different references indicate different places, so we can suggest possibly it came from Iraq or Egypt.
Belly dance is one of the oldest dance in whole history, Of course, I don't know where exactly it is originated, and nobody knows that. Some people say originated in India, and then some people say originated in Middle East. But as far as I know, it started before Islam. Women, they were celebrating between them newborn babies. So it wasn't for entertaining men.
The country what made it so popular is Egypt, because of the development of media like newspapers and TV. So Egyptians were first to popularize belly dance, putting it into the movies.
In belly dance we use a lot of props as well. So we have Egyptian folkloric dance that we dance with the stick or asaya. We have the dance with swords. We also use silk veils, wing veils and visnoges, ozils.
I'm Turkish, and of course I feel Turkish rhythm in my blood. So my style is, I think, quite mixture. But as I said, being Turkish, and I've grown up with Turkish music, and possibly my style is more close to Turkish style rather than Egyptian.
In the Muslim culture, belly dance is not something very positive, because we have to dance in costumes, we have to show our body in some way, so that's why we have this negative side.
There are judgments, in Turkey about belly dancers. They weren't really that happy, but I didn't hide that from my mom and two of my sisters. So about 1.5 years ago, national Turkish press, they did an interview with me, and after that, whole family and relatives, everybody knew that. They were quite shocked.
I think, any career can be lucrative, because if you're good at it, you know how to make money. So I know a lot of dancers who actually struggle, who need to do a few different jobs at the same time. And I know some dancers who do like a couple of gigs a month and they sort it, they don't need anything else.
I get my costumes from Istanbul, and she is one of the best designer, one of the best belly dance costume designer whole in the world, so they are really expensive.
Ah, that's a big secret.
Very good quality costumes with a lot of crystals, a lot of work
It goes up and up.
What's the price of a wedding dress?
Yeah, they are really expensive, yeah.
My favorite costumes, possibly Bella costumes, what are made in Turkey and distributed around the world.
I get my costume, most of them from Egypt, Turkey and Brazil.
And what are the prices of these costumes? What are we talking about here? A small house?
Oh, yeah, I guess maybe a little car. I think it's a freedom, that you are your own boss, and that's the first thing. And secondly, freedom to create something new every day. So you go to work, you have no idea what to expect. So you can get surprises every single day. And you create, different, because it's not the choreography, what I do, it's always improvisation. So I have no idea what I'm going to do today.
We have to rehearse a lot, yeah. We always have to be training, there's a lot of workshops going around, yeah. We have to be in a continuous study. And I really try to go to the gym in a regular basis, but I always gonna start on Monday, so.
What are the three most important ingredients in belly dancing?
Okay, I think, in my opinion, it's the technique, confidence, very important, and good ear. You have to listen to music.
When I'm too old, I don't think some or majority people are going to, enjoy watching me, maybe. I don't know.
As a professional, I'm not sure. To work in a restaurant, maybe not. But to dance in festivals, to teach, yes, no problem.
But I'm gonna dance forever.
I had Rikesh come yelling, "Naked woman in the park! Naked woman in the park!"
Well, it's very. How do you describe it? It's like.
So, naturally, I dropped my tools and ran to the door and saw this enchanting young lady. We're doing a belly dance in the middle of our field.
It's very Arabic, I think.
I wish I could dance like that. It was actually so great.
Something that I wouldn't do myself. I don't have the verisimilitude to do it.
No, we sat this one out. We both got 2 left feet, and they would have just made us look even more terrible than we are.
Ella Lola, born in Boston 1883, and made her first appearance as a dancer at the age of 11 years. This vibrant Turkish belly dance was apparently filmed in one of the first ever movie studios, the Black Maria in New Jersey, built by the esteemed Mr. Thomas Edison. The exact origins of belly dance is actively debated among dance enthusiasts, especially given the limited academic information on the topic. However, Research has shown that it's based on one of the social dances native to the Middle East. It has a fusion of many dance styles, so it will undoubtedly have a large pool of origins, many of them in ethnic folk dances. Historical evidence, the British Museum, don't you know, shows Egyptian tomb paintings dating from approximately the 14th century BC that depict partially clad dancers whose rather fluid positions appear to be very similar to those used in belly dancing. Belly dancing also has been illustrated in fabulous Persian miniature paintings from the 12th and 13th centuries. Now ladies, time to change your antenatal routine. It is believed from the manner in which these young servant girls are depicted that the images were associated with Bes Hathor, fertility, childbirth and rebirth goddess. Many Middle Easterners claim that gypsies, Sengi to the Turks or Ghawazi to the Egyptians, are responsible for the more lewd and suggestive styles of belly dance, as they were street performers and fringe dwellers who were usually not granted the opportunity to become fully integrated into mainstream Middle Eastern society. In 1893, Sol Bloom brought the Streets of Cairo exhibit to the Chicago World Trade Fair. The dance displayed at the fair was that of the Ghawazi. Remember? The gypsies, Sengi to the Turks or Ghawazi to the Egyptians? Anyway, the members of the public were apparently mesmerised by a dancer at the World Trade Fair called La Belle Fatima, otherwise known as Little Egypt. Little Egypt was pretty much covered up by today's standards, but obviously not back then. And Mr. Sol Bloom knew exactly what he was doing. Overall, there is conflicting evidence as to whether there was actually a single identifiable person called Little Egypt, or whether it was just a generic term used. Whatever the claims in yesteryear, belly dance has a long history in the Middle East. And who would have thought it? That a dance using the belly would be a staple diet in everyday society. Now thanks for watching. And if you think something's been unfairly claimed, then get your comments in. Now people, you're free. You're free to do something worthwhile with your time, like exercise your fingers and text a friend. Ta-ra! You can't see my holy tights, can you?